What's up, fam? It's Brian Castrillo, and that is how you do a crime drama in the MCU. We're about to get started. Let's have fun with this, but you know spoilers are coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get going. Another great episode by Daredevil. Born Again, this is episode 3, titled The Hollow of the Hand, and this was an amazing episode. Really enjoyed the crime and the court drama of this episode, and we see the beginning of the episode where Matt Murdock is speaking with Hector Ayala in prison, and this is a fantastic conversation that's going on between them. Hector is really beautiful because he's talking about his hometown and how he misses Puerto Rico, and to him it's the most beautiful place in the world. The white sandy beaches, the temperature, the people. But he mentions about these frogs called the Kokoi frogs, which sing, but the tourists there find them to be noisy and annoying, but he really loves it, and it makes him feel home, misses his family, and then Matt Murdock assures him, we are going to win this and you are going to see your home. After that, we see a van drive down to a dark alley. Another kind of truck flips his light, and we see a robbery take place. The driver is telling the passenger, just be cool, we're going to get through this, nothing's going to happen. But the passenger starts getting mouthy with the guy who's trying to rob him, and now we got a double homicide. The scene now shifts to we see Fisk and Vanessa. They're having dinner together, and they're talking about where they've come, how she ran kind of the city while in his absence, and just the crime. But then they get a notification about that double homicide that just has happened in his city. And basically, Fisk is saying that sometimes these petty crimes just don't matter. And we need to wash our hands about these petty crimes. We don't care about them. And as he's talking about like his past, like as if to say he's washing his hands, we see Matt Murdock literally washing his hands. And a great parallel between the two characters, almost as if saying Matt Murdock is also washing his hands of being Daredevil. But then just as we see that, we see Officer Powell walk into the bathroom and start to threaten Matt Murdock. He says, oh, so you're just that lawyer who's blind and can fight? That's interesting. And of course, he's the guy who tried to rough up Daredevil or Matt Murdock at the end of the previous episode and was involved with Hector Ayala in the subway. After that, we see Cherry. He's walking by this wall full of graffiti, and we see the Punisher symbol, but it says triggered on there. A lot of Punisher imagery throughout these episodes. We know he's coming. I cannot wait to see John Bernthal again, but he basically gives some substance to the witness to kind of keep him, more settled. So when he's on the, the stand, he'll be okay. After that, we see Matt Murdock bringing Officer Powell to the stand. He's asking him, basically grilling him and saying, ultimately, was there anybody else on the, there except for Hector and the two cops? And he says, no, there was definitely nobody there. But then Matt asks him about Nikki Torres, the witness that Cherry has. And just as he says that name, we see another cop in the audience of the courtroom just look to his right or whatever and say that we cannot let Nikki Torres testify. On his neck, we see that he has a Punisher tattoo. Again, the police seem to be obsessed with the Punisher. A lot of Punisher imagery with this case, and I'm really enjoying the court drama that's going on in this episode. Really well done. And like I said in the beginning of this video, this is how you do a court drama in the MCU, and I'm absolutely loving this episode. After that, we see Cherry being followed and ultimately being cut off. And I'm really worried because he put Nikki Torres in his van to get away. But Matt Powell, he says open the van, but there's nobody in there. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat thinking that he's going to get Nikki and screw up the whole case. But then we find that Cherry had one up on him and had one of his associates take him in a cab. And so Nikki Torres is going to get to the courtroom. But he ultimately denies any involvement, so that screws up Matt's case. But then right after that, we see Matt, he puts Nikki Torres on the stand, like I said, and he ultimately denied it, which screwed up his case. But now his next move is Matt actually outed Hector Ayala on the stand, saying, aren't you the White Tiger? This, of course, creates a lot of drama in the case because Matt initially had fought to even allow this to be entered in, but he wants to show a pattern of doing the right thing by the White Tiger Hector Ayala to show that he is really a good guy. Next, we see after that we see Fist. He's talking. One of Fist's men is talking to some criminals, some local mafia, basically saying you need to clean up your act. You're not doing this on my watch. But we find out later that was actually Vanessa that sent him, because she's trying to keep the peace as going on. But Fisk isn't happy about this and doesn't really want that. But he likes that she's trying to keep the peace underneath him. We see Matt speaking with Hector afterwards, and after he was found to be not guilty, which when they said that, I literally found myself saying yes, because like I said, this whole case kept me on the edge of my seat, and I was excited to see that not guilty verdict. But Matt goes to him and he says, after this, you can no longer wear the White Tiger outfit. You can't put on that suit anymore because I outed you. But then this was also a key moment because he says, the suit is not just a suit to me. It's more of a calling. I want to do the right thing. I want to help people. And of course, you see the look in Matt's face because he walked away from Daredevil and he always wanted to do the right thing. And that's why I think he's starting to feel guilty, and this is starting to kind of bring him in. Kind of like that movie in The Godfather. You think you're just when you think you're away, they pull me back in. And I think that's Matt's feeling right now, as he's being pulled back in to do the right thing, even though that White Tiger does not know that he's Daredevil. After that, after he's found to be not guilty, Fisk is upset and he wants to talk to that journalist he spoke to before, and that's where and he's saying how we cannot have these vigilantes, and he hints that this is not messed up and we cannot have this guy still on the street and everything. And at the end of the episode, we see a guy walk up to the White Tiger, and this was heartbreaking. Takes a pew pew right to the side of him, takes him out. But what's interesting is that he's wearing the Punisher's, symbol. And again, more Punisher imagery, as to say, I don't know if they're trying to make it look like the Punisher did it. So we're going to find out probably in the next episode. But my goodness, what an amazing episode. Rest in peace to Camar de los Reyes. Amazing actor, amazing character. I love what he did in this episode. Again, my heart goes out to his family and friends. But I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this episode? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Daredevil is again bringing an amazing series, just like they did when they were on Netflix. I love the grittiness. I love how dark it is. This is true court drama. Again, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.